Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to take a look at some of my ball pythons, not all of them, but we'll take a look at a few of them. We'll talk about some of the breeding plans that I have, some of their genetics, and let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so this is Iris. Iris is my 2021 pied het clown female, and she was bred by my visual clown pied male, who was produced by Justin Kabelka from Canova. And this girl has ovulated already, and I am expecting babies like any time. The other day, she was all twisted up like a pretzel, which they will tend to do along the way as they imagine they're not feeling too comfortable or just trying to get in the right position. And she seems a little bit more comfortable now. So that is Miss Iris. Take a look at Piper, who recently had 5 eggs that are doing really, really well. They're in the incubator, and their due date, see, their hatch date is October the 19th. I gave her a kind of a good bath in warm water and such, and she's back on food. And I will get her off the paper towels and get her back on either coconut husk or cypress mulch. Now that I know she's kind of over the whole having baby thing, she's back on food and is going to start putting her weight back on. She looks pretty good. So that's old Piper. Let's see. We also have Xena. Xena's another pied. She's a het ultra male. She is not gone off food yet. She has been bred as well. It looks like she's going blue. She's been bred by a couple of males. She's been bred by my ultra male het pied. She's also been bred by the clown pied visual. We'll know who the father is if we see any ultra males coming out. So that is Miss Xena. Taking a look at this lavender het pied girl. She had eggs already, and unfortunately they went bad. She was bred by my yellow belly dreamsicle, and the eggs went bad. I guess there wasn't enough calcium. There was a lot of windowing in the eggs, and all 7 of them, unfortunately, did not make it to maturity and hatch out. So that was kind of a bummer. They've made some nice babies in the past. Here's Gaia. She's my 2021 Mojave GHI pied. Whoa, and she's looking for food again. She just ate a few days ago. She's been bred by my visual clown pied male. They were paired on, let's see, May 23rd, around June 24th as well, and have been locked both times, so they'll be pairing up again towards the end of this month. This girl was produced by Dave Kaufman, and she is a GHI, a Mojave GHI pied. Take a look at her sister. Her sister is a Mojave GHI Enchi het pied, and her name is Luna. She's also been bred by the visual clown pied male. Guy's getting around, I'll tell you. He's gonna have some serious child support to pay. I gotta top off her water, and actually she's due for a tub change out all the bedding. She's beautiful though, huh? She's tubs. He's still on food. These magnets. Kind of a popular thing to do, but when there's no food items in the tubs, there's usually a green magnet there, or there's nothing. When I feed them, whether it's frozen thawed or live, put a red magnet in. That way I always remember to go back and check. And I've already checked all of these tubs, so as I check them, I will remove them, and that tells me that I've checked them. And then we'll go back to green again, and everybody will go back to green. It's kind of the system that I use. Let's take a look at Mr. Yellow-bellied Dreamsicle. You're also due for a little bit of a swap out on your bedding. He's really pretty. I'm really disappointed that your babies your eggs were no good, buddy. It's a bummer. He's super, super friendly and super nice. You know how ball pythons are. Ball pythons are all super nice and friendly, most of them. I don't think I've ever met a mean one, or I shouldn't say mean, I mean aggressive. No snakes are mean. They're just either fearful is the term. But a lot of them are very food aggressive. So you open up the tub, and you know, if you don't handle them on a regular basis, and the only time you're opening up the tub is when it's time for food, then of course that's what they think you're doing every time you open up the tub. So they're going to be ready to come out. They're going to be coming out looking for food. So I handle these guys fairly regularly. They still have a very strong food response. She recently got her tub all nice and clean. The other thing is, when you're thawing rodents out, or you have live rodents waiting to be fed, the snakes they know there's food. They can smell it. So when you've got food in the room, which I don't now, you gotta be on guard, because the snakes are waiting. They know, they can smell it. It's kind of like when your mom's in the kitchen and she's cooking an apple pie, or she's cooking a beautiful, beautiful dinner. You know, it smells so nice. It's like, you know, your stomach starts gurgling and you're really, really hungry. And you can't wait to dig in. But yeah, that's how these guys get. They smell the rodents and they know. I can't imagine thinking of a rodent as something that's desirable as far as something to eat. I'm not a snake, so. Yeah, this is Haley. She's a 2022. I haven't written on these things in forever. But what I used to do is I'd record when they fed and such. So obviously she has eaten since 12/29. I just keep the tags on there just so I know kind of who's who. What else we got here? I guess we're kind of doing an impromptu little tour. All right, here we have Glinda. She's my 2021 Blackhead Mojave Ghost, and she's being bred by my 2022 Hypo Clown, Casper. Casper the Ghost. He's a Hypo Clown, which is Hypo Ghost. There they go. Above her is Melda. She's a GHI Ultramel. She's been bred by a Ultramel het pied male. No ovulations yet. What else? We also have a banana het pied, 2022, also produced by Dave Kaufman. Whoa! Yeah, she's taking food. How pretty she is. She's only a 2022, so it's okay, baby. She's got a little bit of time left before it's time to breed. Perfect shed. I'm not going to show all the ball pythons, but I'll show enough of them here. There's a 2022 Banana Chocolate Clown Het Hypo. This one was produced by Matt Summers. and also has a shed and probably needs a refresh of its bedding and such. That's a pretty one. Whoa, something just fell behind me. That was a couple of tubs. A couple of tubs I had stacked up that are clean and ready to go, and I just knocked them over. All right, what else do we got here? We've got a couple of Desert Ghosts. They're both in blue. I'm not going to bother them. They're sisters. There's a key. No, that's a boa. What else do we got here? So here's a double het Sunset Ultramel male. This was produced by my friend Brandon Nixon from Nixon's Reptiles. Looks like just a normal ball python, but he is anything but. He's carrying a Sunset and an Ultramel gene. I've put him with the GHI Ultramel as well. No ovulations yet. Go back, buddy. Go back. So, all right, so here's Marco. Marco was produced by Chris Herndon. He is an Ultramel at Pied. And he bred my Pied Head Ultramel along with this male who also bred her. I call this guy Rico Suave. This is the guy that, he gets around, man, he gets around. Oh, I need to, actually one of the tubs I knocked over is one of his tub. Freshly cleaned and fresh cypress mulch and fresh water. He is a visual clown pied. He's got low expression on the pied side, but he's a handsome boy. And he's got 5 eggs in the incubator that he's responsible for right now. And those were obviously produced with Piper, who is a pastel clown at Pied. So I'm hoping that the odds are in my favor in that one, and I get all 5 clown pieds. That would be cool. Oh, what else do we got here? I think that's probably good for today. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little glimpse of some of the ball pythons that I have. I've got quite a few that are still, up and coming as far as size. They won't be ready to breed until next year. So I didn't, show a lot of those. Ball pythons, usually 2 to 3 years. If you feed them conservatively, they hopefully will be ready to produce for you. You want to usually start them when they're, 1,200 grams or so. But the key is you don't want to push them too soon. You want to try to do it as natural as possible. And some people will try to get their snakes up to size as quick as possible so they can start producing them. And that's kind of true for boa constrictors too. I find that boa constrictors, the males are sexually active at 18 months. Your average boa female can produce, in my experience, at about 2.5 years old. So if they're born in June of, say, 2020, then, the fall of 2022, they're usually ready to produce if you feed them conservatively and consistently. But it's not good to rush them. So I like to take my time. All the ball pythons that I've been breeding this season, they are all 2021 females. So they're 3 years old. That's pretty good. And they definitely have enough size on them. And 3 years, I think, is as far as an age, you can definitely breed a ball python at 3 years. So let's take a quick look at the incubator here. It's kind of lonely looking, I know. This is a Sea Serpents hot box. produced by Sea Serpents, and Chris down there in Pompano Beach makes great products. He makes excellent incubators, and that's what this one is. I don't really want to open it up, but I can tell you by looking here, the eggs are nice and clear. The eggs are perfectly white and round. They don't have any indentations in them. There's no windowing, and windowing is where it literally looks like a window, like you can kind of see through the egg. And that is usually a sign of low calcium. I have read that is something that happens, I don't know if it's from the male. And my first clutch of 7 eggs this season had all windows. All 7 eggs had windows, and they didn't make it. These 5 are looking really, really good. Incubator sitting at 89 degrees, 44% humidity inside of the actual incubator itself, but inside of this 6-quart tub, which contains a nice mixture of vermiculite, it's 100%. And the day these eggs were laid, I placed the eggs in an egg tray and sealed it with press and seal and popped that top on, and I will not open this sucker up until it's time for these eggs to start pipping, which is around August 19th. I can tell by looking that there's no windowing, and all the eggs are very, very healthy and viable. So I'm expecting 5 awesome eggs from this clutch. In my opinion, it is better not to be opening the incubator, taking the top off, and constantly checking them. There's really not much you can do. Yes, eggs can get mold on them. You can take Lotrimin or some of the, antifungal type over-the-counter stuff and sprinkle it on the eggs, and that works for a lot of people. But in my opinion, if you set them up right, if you have the right mixture of, say, vermiculite or perlite or whatever it is you're using, want to make sure it's mixed up well. And it's to the point where you can kind of put your hand in, you can grab the substrate, you can kind of make a ball with it. You can squeeze it, it stays together, but you don't see any visible liquid dripping. You don't want to have too much liquid. And you also don't want to have any dead spots. So, good idea, you really give it a good mix. Set it up. I find, and people that are friends of mine that are very experienced ball python breeders swear by using egg trays. Instead of just putting the eggs right in the substrate, put them on an egg tray. It kind of allows for some airflow, and it keeps them off the substrate to help cut down on possible mold. So that's what I'm using. And then I am using press and seal, which seals in the environment, and then obviously the top of the 6-quart tub. As things get a little closer, when it gets a little bit closer to August 19th, I might do what's called, they call it burping the eggs. So maybe a week or 2 before the eggs are due to hatch, I could open up the top, take the press and seal, open the press and seal, and seal it back again. Basically letting a little bit more oxygen in. People have been known to do that. Lots of people never do that, and things are fine. But I have some experienced ball python breeder friends that say, yeah, you may want to do that. But it doesn't matter if there's any oxygen or air in that box there, because the eggs they have everything that they need. The babies are attached to an umbilical cord. They're getting their nutrients from the embryo, from the egg right from the, the yolk and such. And all of their oxygen and everything is coming from the egg. They don't need to breathe any outside air. As it gets closer to them ready to pip, and pipping is where they take their egg tooth. They have an egg tooth that they develop, and that is used so they can kind of chew a little hole, if you will, into the egg, and they can break out of the egg so they're not trapped in there. When that starts to happen, then you can take the top off, you want to give them some oxygen. But while they're in that egg, they have everything that they need. So it's actually best if you just mix up your perlite or your vermiculite, put the eggs in, on the tray, put the press and seal that locks in that environment, kind of seals it off, if you will. Put the top on and leave them for 55 days. Make sure that you're sitting around 89 degrees, which is what the temperature is here. But don't mess with them. Don't open it up. Don't open the top. Don't keep, messing with them, because you don't want to affect the stability of the environment that they're in. They are sitting in this 6-quart tub. They have a perfect 100% humidity environment. Eggs are sitting on the egg trays, so there's no, I don't want to say no, but very, very little risk of any kind of mold. And you just sit back and wait the 55 days. And then you chill it. So that's it. So we're getting close. What is it? What's today? I think today's like July 10th. Is that right? So August 19th is going to be here before you know it. And these little babies are going to be ready to hatch. I'm like so excited. So excited. So that's about all for today. Sorry I got off on a tangent, but yeah, the thing is with egg-laying snakes, they lay the eggs. You got to make sure that you give them the best environment possible, and just leave the rest up to Mother Nature. In the wild, there is no incubator. It's all natural. Mom will either wrap around the eggs and she'll incubate them herself, or she'll make a nest and deposit them in whatever substrate is available. Like in Africa, there's various substrates, and just a decomposition of the various vegetable and plant matter, and dirt, and just overall everything that they might use to make a nest. That decomposition is usually enough to keep that temperature as close to 89 degrees as possible. That's nature, They have survived for many, 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 many years. And no knock on Chris, but without a sea serpent's hot box, ball pythons in Africa will definitely survive, and eggs will hatch. So that's it for today, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching, and ring that notification bell so the next time I'm ready to annoy you with a new video, you'll be notified. All right. Thanks a lot for checking in, and we will see you on the next one.